folks, today we're going to learn something new. We're going to use a service called Utopi. It looks like Utopia or something else, but it's like U-demand, but Utopi. So Utopi is kind of different. It's a kind of a conversational agent that will automatically create your videos up to like 3.5 minutes. I actually visited them in Mountain View a few weeks ago, and they gave me kind of a behind-the-scenes rundown on how it works, and it's pretty unique. I'll show there are a couple things I really would like them to get to next in order to kind of like make a total package. But first, we're going to see how it works and all the kind of the clever things that they've already integrated into it. So again, it's, can you see my little mouse here? Utopi. Utopi. I called it Udupi, Utopai, and all that stuff, but it's Utopi. So, as it says here, let's get started. So, Utopi works a little different. It is an agent, essentially, that will take your script, or help you create a script, I guess, and turn it into like prompt by prompt guided videos. So it's pretty cool. And then once you actually have your video, we'll show you that you can go in and then edit it, and not the entire thing, but just the parts that you want, and do it without using additional credits. So we're going to go over the credit part, we're going to go over kind of the cost. I think it's relatively reasonable for what you get. And but first, let's create a script. I have, for all of our own viewing pleasure, created a few characters here. Let's take a look at them. Whoa. Let's take a look at them. I've got our cowboy right here. Yeehaw. We've got his girlfriend, wife, whatever you want to call her. We've got a police officer. And we have a convict. I like using convicts and stuff for some reason. I always like to have the thing. These were all created in Nano Banana. And again, it will assign characters for you, if you'd like, in Utopi. Or you can create your own. So I think that it's always for me more useful to create my own characters so I can match the vision in my head to what they're going to create. So what should we do? We've got a man, a woman, a cop, and a police officer. So let's go to our friend Claude, and we're going to create a script that we're going to drop into it. Now this is kind of important, and I'm going to save us some challenges that we'll have in the first. One is you want to actually have kind of like a Hollywood script. So let's tell it that. Hi Claude. I always like to say hi in case, Claude decides he wants to take over the world. He's my friend. Let's create a Hollywood style script. All right. Now let's go back. In the script, give lighting cues, build the scene, create all dialogue. Do not use all capital letters. This is kind of a weird thing because I found this with Kling and other things. If you use all caps, like you say the word huge, it'll come out like hugagay or something. And it's like, that's not what I meant. I meant huge, but not hugay. I mean, it really kind of messes up a lot of these text to audio processors when you use all caps. So that one's for free. Spelled dialogue wrong. All right, I'm just going to give Claude, I'm like, hey Claude, here are these 4 people. Use them. Okay, right? Let's try this. So we're going to hit Claude and go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a new project. And we're going to drop in our people. So upload images. I need to be able to see these. View. We're just going to do this while Claude is, figuring some stuff out. So image 1. Let's see how Claude's coming along. Claude's still working. Good. Way to go. Upload more images. We're going to upload the woman. We're going to upload... Oop, we're not ready for that yet. We're going to upload our convict. And look, one thing we're not doing is we're not naming these people, right? So we're hoping that the agent has enough common sense to know that This is the woman, that's the convict. And I think it will. I do. I'm pretty optimistic on that. This isn't actually how you should create content, right? Like, you can do it this way. I created a script. If I'm personally making this, I'm going to actually give it a little bit more thought than just this little paragraph here, right? I'm going to give it some lines. I'm going to give it more character detail. I really want it to, to give it some soul to it. Because while AI can clearly take kind of some basic stuff and output some, content, you should really try to use it to amplify your actual idea. So have the idea a little bit more baked out, character nuance, how do you want these people to act, how do you want them to sound, things like that. And part of that we're going to get into some of the limitations of the software, especially when it comes to sound. And I guess we can get into that a little bit now. Utopi they create their own voices, right? Which is great for this 90-second, 1 minute, 2 minute clip. But if I'm trying to incorporate into a larger story, I need these voices to be consistent. So having the ability to use something like 11 Labs, or if it has a custom voice creator, so that you can go across the whole spectrum of the video, whether it's 2 minutes or an hour and a half, and then edit your own content, having coherence and consistent voices is going to be key, right? Now, weirdly, you can't just, to my knowledge, you can't just drag in a script. You actually have to upload it in. Not that big of a deal, but so right now it's extracting the script. So it's a good time to look at the settings. Aspect ratio 16:9. That's what we want. And then we can go right here and look at our assets. And so again, it's translated the script for us pretty quickly, right? And then we can actually do the duration of the video. I'm going to keep it on auto. Alright, and now we're just going to hit boom, go. Do we want horizontal? Yes, we do. So you obviously have the option for like a TikTok style, Instagram style, or YouTube style. We already did this, right? So we already added our references. But I guess we could add them again. We don't have a location. That's alright. But you could add one if you wanted. Alright, so now there's going to be some processing time that takes place. And depending on how long it is, we'll see if I leave it or if we jump ahead. Hey, please let me know too, like what type of videos you want to see in the future. I've got a few other ideas. So we'll get to that. Like if you want to do some more tech reviews, I've got some things that I've got planned, like the DJI Pocket 4 and some kind of cool speakers and stuff. Some more lawnmower reviews, kind of high-tech stuff. Alright, so this is what you got. It looks like it doubled up all of these images. So let's just pull 4 of these out of here. Alright, we're just going to go. That's going to be the theme for a lot of this stuff. Go, 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 go. And watch it think. And again, so this is cool, right? So a lot of times if you're going to create this video, what I would do is I would go to something like LTX Studio, which I use pretty frequently, right? So where's it at? Right here. And I would drop that same script into LTX, and it would create it for me. I would still have to generate all of the different aspects of it. I have to create every single video separately, and here I don't. So let's go. Alright, I think it didn't get the script, so let's do that again. Okay, so now we're on script review. Alright, so now we hit continue. That's still continue, right? What story will we bring to life today? Let's think. So again, the alternative is for me LTX. But LTX, while it is a storyboard, just like Utopi, it definitely has some gaps in it in terms of it doesn't integrate and create an entire video. Like we're, you know, this isn't necessarily prompt and go, but it's like prompt and let's work through the process. LTX is a little bit more roll up your sleeves, more experimental, I think. And both have their own places, but I think from a time standpoint, you could save a ton of time with Utopi, and in a lot of cases probably get closer to your actual final thought. So it's thinking. Continue the scene planning. So again, we're going to continue. So here it's got your characters. Check the character list. Do you want to add anything? Do you need to add a VO? Do you need a location reference images? Max 1 per project. Do you want to change the character destinations? And then it says, you know, for best results, it's the best and last chance to change character descriptions and upload images. So again, you get kind of on all these stops, you get like a, hey, you sure you want to do this? Let's go on. Okay, we reach the next point. It says it's balanced into two different scenes. Scene 1, we'll call it the peaceful setup. Scene 2 will when the officer shows up. It says please do know that longer videos use more credits. So we understand that. Alright, so now we're generating the character references. Okay, so we're back. And it's generated our looks for our 4. So here they are, a convict. Looks good. The girlfriend, the boyfriend, and the police officer. Officer Dale, Jack, Claire, and Butch. Gotta watch how you say Butch, I guess, right? These look good. So we're gonna hit continue. And now it's gonna start building scenes. So it is done with that next phase. It took about 5 minutes. This plan uses wide shots to establish a sunny location, it pushes close-ups, reviews scene by scene, or generate all at once. So it's going to generate the scenes now. So these are your keyframes. I say we just generate them all at one time. Let's just go. So now we're going to generate these keyframes, and we'll see what it looks like. So it's been about 3-4 minutes, and we've got a lot of these keyframes already generated. So you can see right here we've got the ice cream stand. It's called Scorps. Maybe Scoops would have been better, but we'll call it Scorps. We've got our cowboy. No hat, 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 hat. It looks like his look changes a fair amount, especially across here. Not terrible. Here's our convict. Stealing the man's ice cream. Here's the police officer showing up. They're looking like they're... We're getting there. We're getting there. Alright, so here's one of the things that you can do. And hopefully we can do it while it's actually generating. I think all the frames are generated. We're just going to go into this frame. You see this right here? We just hit edit prompt. And we're going to say, have him wearing a cowboy hat. Okay, so we tried a couple different ways. It does work for sure. Some of the prompts aren't quite as intuitive as you'd want. And actually right now it looks like it might just be having an issue. So I'll tell you what, you're going to have to take my word that it does work. But we're just going to go ahead and say continue. We're going to generate the video. Now we're going to generate the video. So again, right now it's kind of a weird time. Utopi's new update came out about 2 weeks ago, and I have noticed a few bugs here and there. And this is definitely one of them. So it's the first time it's happened, but just keep in mind it does occasionally have bugs, which can be a little frustrating because, you know, with these longer videos, if you don't have the ability to change the keyframes, it can be problematic. So now we're going to go ahead and generate the video, and we'll be back when it shows up, and we'll be back when it completes. Okay, so it's done some of the prep work, and now it says, do you want to generate a video? It's going to be 1,232 credits. It's hard to put a price tag exactly where that's at. A monthly subscription is $25, and you get 5,000 credits. So that's roughly going to be, that's a fourth basically of your monthly subscription. So let's go ahead and generate it. And we're going. So let's actually look and see how much that would cost. So if we go to the credit center and you buy credits, you get 10,500 for 100 bucks. So 12,000 is going to be roughly $12 worth of credits, right? So at $12, you're going to want this video to be pretty accurate, right? You're going to want something that you can really use. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of, it's a pretty expensive project. And we've spent, right now, I'm at 38 minutes. So I mentioned LTX Studio. LTX Studio is definitely going to be a lot slower. You get more of a roll up your sleeves and kind of crunch through all the keyframes and really kind of tailor it more exactly maybe what you want. You can use different services to kind of fine-tune voices, have more consistent voices. So if you're looking at a longer project, it probably still makes sense. But if you're looking for something that, hey, I need to get a clip out about a minute and a half. I really want to kind of tailor it how I want to tailor it with keyframes. Then Utopai probably makes a lot more sense. Keep in mind though, we did have some problems with the keyframe generation and our ability to edit it, but that you're gonna have to take my word. That was kind of a one-time thing. I've used it now to create probably 10 or 15 projects, and that was the first time I had an issue with it. So right here you can see some of the stuff I've generated. This is one on a lens. I don't think you can hear it, but it has a voice. Our audio is par for the day, man. Par for the day.
That curve is what makes it special. When light travels,
so this is the video I did before.
It bends.
So again, this video right here is a different prompt, different script I used.
Now here is the trick.
This frame right here, I edited to make it look right.
Reads them as if it's much bigger, closer than it really is. The object did not change. Your eye just got fooled into seeing it bigger.
Right there, I don't know why you pull a ring out. Another couple things you can do, you can actually lip sync better. One thing it didn't fix is like right here, I tried to get it to edit. So he didn't go through the bench, he went around it. I couldn't get that generated.
Study insects. Doctors use them to examine skin. Detectives use them to find tiny clues.
Alright, so this is the project I already did. Again, it's 75 seconds. And it came out pretty good. Let's go back to the dashboard. So it's generating the video still. Here's another one I did for dinosaurs.
Three more, and I go.
I was able to actually fix that scene right there. See how she runs into herself?
Three more, and I go.
So this is, like I said, this is something I generated
One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Off a script. And the only thing I used was a reference picture of her and then the background.
Like a living mood ring, the size of a school bus, with a tail full of spikes. Gary Larson named a dinosaur weapon. That is real science.
All right, and again, there are some tricks here that I've had a challenge with. So a couple things to keep in mind when we're looking at the final story. One is it has a tendency to skip lines of dialogue. That's a pretty big one, actually. I think every project I've used, it's skipped dialogue, and you should be able to go in and clip the scene and then add the dialogue back in. And we're going to try that on this video, but I've not been successful to this point in doing that. You can lip sync, and I've had success with this. If the lip sync gets off, you can go in and it will repair the lips, and I'm going to show you this. It's way cool. It's the best I've seen on being able to kind of fix these type of things. And then the overall video quality is really good. I don't know if they use Kling 3.0, C Dance 2, combination of both, But the video quality is pretty excellent, as you saw in those two little side projects I did. But once we get this edited, we're going to go with the script here about the man and the woman getting their ice cream stolen, and the woman falling in love with the cop, and see what we can do with it. Okay, I think our video is done. Let's see what it looks like. So here we go. Grab your popcorn and let's watch Cold Comfort, the minute 17-second clip.
2 scoops, extra sprinkles. You know, this right here might be the highlight of my summer.
Pretty bad summer, really.
You need to get out more.
He does. Okay. That was a little weird, right? Not bad, just a little weird. Why has he got ice cream back in his hand? Now, I think we saw that in the keyframes.
This right here might be the highlight of my summer.
Alright, so let's check out the hat. Remember, we wanted to make sure he was consistent with his hat.
You need to get out more.
Alright, so that was a little... But we're going to try to fix that.
He took my comb.
Your face, oh my gosh, Jack, your face right now.
It had extra sprinkles. Escaped a spellyanger. Big fella, black and white stripes. He came through here. Which way did he go? That way.
Oh, dude, he's literally right there. Like, that's him. And we also had some nonsensical...
Escaped a spellyanger. Big fella.
So let's go back to... So it says a blur of black and white stripes, butcher, rough and barrel-chested. Alright, so he wasn't a blur. Butch glances back mid-run, cone already at his lips, and offers a tiny but almost slight nod. That didn't happen. Your face, it had extra sprinkles. Officer Dale strides into the frame, squared off jaw, the kind of cop who looks like a sidewalk poured respectfully for him. He scans the area, practical authority. Escape convict, big fellow, black and white stripes.
Escaped a spellyanger. Big fella, black and white stripes.
Okay.
He came through here. Which way did he go?
He's right there.
That way. He also stole my ice cream.
Oh, we got 2 police officers. We got a dude right here. We got the other guy here. So this is clearly pretty wrong.
Bring him in. You have my word.
She's super excited. Very long, slow kiss. Don't know why he's hanging out in the background.
Thanks for the tip, Claire. We'll take him from here. We'll take him from here. I can to you.
He said he'd bring him in.
Great. Good for him.
Okay, so not bad, not bad. Let's go to video editor. Let's see if we can fix some things on here. So it's going to actually generate the profile here. And so let's see here. We're going to cut it. And we're just going to line it up right to right there. And we're going to cut it again. We're going to select it and we're going to edit. And then the edit right here is ask for changes. We're going to make sure that we're in this clip right here, which we are. Remove the convict from this scene. And go. And now it's going to edit that clip right there. And so it's kind of nice, right? So we don't have to regenerate the whole thing. We can just focus in on this one particular clip. Because obviously, if the convict stole the ice cream, it doesn't make a lot of sense for him, the police officer, to ask Jack and Claire where the convict is at when the convict is in fact standing next to him. Right? The logical fallacy does not work. So we're going to clip it. We're also going to see, like, there's a section where the lip sync didn't work. We're going to try to get that back. And we won't finalize the whole clip, but you'll get an idea of roughly what it looks like. So this is kind of cool that you can travel along this time frame, this timeline, and do your own editing, right? So we need to fix this. This is a pretty big mess up. Not mess up, but it's a pretty big fallacy in our video. We wouldn't be able to use this at all if this exists like that, right? So we'd basically be starting over. But having the ability to edit this roughly 9 seconds could be the difference between having a usable product and a non-usable product. And then you can go through and kind of fine-tune it. So it does take a little bit more time. We're at 51 minutes right now to give you kind of an eye. Obviously this video is shorter than that because I didn't have you, watch it generate. But you can see, again, kind of how this process goes and about how long it takes. So right now we're at about a minute and a half or so, I think, and into generating this new clip. But again, the next thing you can do is you can go like right here. Let's find another clip. We're going to clip it, and we're going to clip it, and then this right here is lip sync. So you push right here where it says scan for faces, detecting faces, and then it'll just sync the voice back up to or sync the movement of the lips, lip syncing to the actual voice, which is great because you don't actually have to redo it all. So we clip it, and then we're so I may not have detected a face right there, but that's okay. We'll go to a different section. I don't think it saw it. So let's go to right. Oh, so right here, another one. We're going to remove the ice cream cone from his hand. Clip right here. So ask chat, remove the ice cream cone and ice cream from the man's hand. And let's do that. Apparently there's some ice cream down here on the ground that's kind of fallen. And the other thing you can do, like right here, let's see if it'll work, is we're going to ask him to say, actually let's do this. Have the officer say, it's all in a day's work. Okay. So that wasn't in the script. So we're going to see if we can add something that, you know, we thought of later. Because that happens a lot of times, right? You do a reshoot and you're like, hey, I really wish you had done this. Now, to be fair, this really hasn't followed the script that well. Remember, because the man was supposed to, Jack, the cowboy, was supposed to take the ice cream cone from the girl, and then, because he's crying and sad. So he never got really sad or cried. He didn't storm off. The convict didn't really run. So there are a few things still that we want to check out. So right here's the first scene where we have to remove the convict, and it looks like it's complete. So let's review it.
Spellyanger. Big fella, black and white.
He's gone.
He came through here. Which way did he go? That way. He also stole my... Escaped the Spellyanger. Big fella, black and white stripes. He came through here. Which way did he go? That way. He also stole my...
All right, now he's also got his ice cream cone in here too, which we would fix, but...
Came through here.
So we're going to use that version, right? So, look. I think it showed him back at the ice cream booth, right? Okay, so he bought another ice cream. So it still makes sense, right? All right, now the convict, the dude... So we would also fix this right here. We would want to get rid of the cowboy and the convict in the background. But we'll do that. You get this point of seeing how that you can be kind of iterative in this and make it work. So removing the convict, I think, was a pretty successful thing, pretty good thing to do to get this video to work. Obviously, we need the ice cream to be removed because it doesn't make sense that it got stolen and it came right back. Adding this extra dialogue is kind of going above and beyond what we would want. And then, again, just kind of fine-tune it. If this is a real video, we would want to remove that guy, and it looks like the police officer has a twin brother. Huh. Literally a twin brother. I'm trying to figure out where their badge says they're from. So this will be the next one, hopefully. And sometimes these fail, right? So I've had issues before where the timeline edit hasn't worked as well as I'd like. And I've had times where it works really well. Just like previously, the keyframe changes all worked. Now, if you look, I was going to change those keyframes, but they were actually never even used in the final video. So it really didn't matter a lot on this particular minute 15 video, but it could have. Another thing worth mentioning is that all these edits that we're doing now, they're free. They're included in that 1,300 or 1,200 credits that we use to generate the video. So the only thing that really uses credits is right now the generation of the video. The edits, the keyframes, the scripting, all of that is pretty much free as part of the package. And then when you generate it, you burn the credits, but then you can do as many edits as needed. And I think that's pretty helpful, right? Because a lot of times, even on like in video and other services, you can use a ton of credits just trying to edit the stuff that they did wrong. Here, you get to edit the stuff for free. So that, I think, is a pretty big advantage as well. Okay, so our next two clips are complete. Let's see how they look. So first is the one with the ice cream. Remember, the cowboy had the ice cream cone in his hand after it got stolen, and then he had ice cream all over his fingers. So let's see if we were able to fix that. No ice cream? Yep, good, good, good.
He took my cone.
Bravo! Perfect, perfect, perfect. Love it. Now let's look here. Let's see if he says it.
It's all in a day's work.
He did!
It's all in a day's work. It's all in a day's work.
Hey, that we had 3 edits that we wanted. So we're going to exit, and it's going to generate the new video with the edits inside of it. So again, this is Utopi, their new Pi, if you will. There are some growing pains with it, but it's definitely very useful. If you want to create small videos, if you want to create B-rolls, things like that, it's pretty awesome, really. And I think it's only going to get better. So going back to even when I was at Mountain View talking to them, I think the timeline editing has improved pretty dramatically in just 2 weeks. The keyframe stuff, I think, has some glitches in it today, but it's getting there. So I think this video I'm recording at the end of April 2026. I think once we get into May, late May, they're going to get a lot of these bugs out, and you're going to be able to create some pretty cool stuff with it and save a lot of time. Right now we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. I promise you this video would have taken me 3 to 4 hours previously. I probably would have another half hour worth of work into it, but it's still a pretty good improvement over how much time I would have spent into it before. Again, going back, I would want to script it a little bit better, make it a little tighter. I think that's just being from a creative process. But I really do like how the Utopi is able to open up the creative process and gotten rid of a lot of the technical hurdles that you might have. The interface itself is not exactly as intuitive right now as it probably will be, but I'm sure they're talking to them. I know they're coming along to get it that way. The whole process is good. The next step I would ask is that they need to be able to incorporate voice models. If you can incorporate 11 labs or some other voice model, or just have consistent videos, because it'd been nice if my ice cream story was part of a larger story, but really you can't do that until you get a consistent voice model, right? So that would be the next step for me. So again, here's the video. Let's watch it one more time.
Scoops, extra sprinkles. You know, this right here might be the highlight of my summer.
You need to get out more.
Here's the edit we had, remember?
He took my cone.
Your face, oh my gosh, Jack, your face right now.
It had extra sprinkles. Escaped a spellyinger. Big fella, black and white stripes. He came through here. Which way did he go? That way. He also stole my...
All right, so
you have my word.
So right there was
Fella, black and white stripes. He came through here.
Right here's a glitch, and I've seen this before. Is that when you do the edits, sometimes it scrapes off words, and that's what happened here.
Which way did he go? That way. He also stole my...
He also stole my ice cream, is what he's supposed to say.
I'll bring him in. You have my word. It's all in a day's work.
So again, these transitions aren't super clean.
Thanks for the tip, Claire. We'll take him from here. We'll take him from here. I can to you.
He said he'd bring him in.
Great. Good for him.
So finally, a couple glitches still, but not bad, right? So if you have any questions about Utopi and Utopai Studios, feel free to drop me a line, comment, and I'll try to answer them for you. And again, if you have other tools that you want me to evaluate, let me know. Take care and have a great day.